Maybe we'll start with Joe Castiglione. Why don't we start with Joe Castiglione on this? We'll see how much you guys are digging what the Oklahoma athletic director had to say here. I mean, this is a guy that I know, like Bob Bowlesby, he talked about at the time when it happened. He was very shocked that a guy like Joe Castiglione, who was a real friend of his, could bail on the league the way he did and do it kind of behind his back without giving him any sort of heads up. I know Bowlesby famously said that he felt a little bit blindsided by that, but I mean, I will say, Castiglione has the reputation, deservedly so, as being one of the best athletic directors in college athletics. I think that's earned. And most of what I have heard about him is definitely that, yeah, he is a guy that would be someone who could do this, be a little bit more classy on his way out the door. So Castiglione says, a post of gratitude to the Big 12. I had the unique opportunity to join a group of visionary leaders to create a conference called the Big 12, which would begin competing in the fall of 1996. It's been a fascinating and rewarding experience working with so many exceptional people, from commissioners, university presidents, chancellors, athletic directors, faculty representatives, women leaders, coaches, game officials, and most notably the student athletes we serve. Like others, the Big 12 faced the various issues of the day and changed membership and will change again tomorrow. I personally want to express sincere thanks to the aforementioned people, as well as many others I met while representing our university and or the Big 12 in various roles. I will forever be grateful for the relationships and the memories developed. I want to send my very best wishes to the new Big 12 and congratulate all the members on their first day tomorrow, July 1st. Joe Castiglione. Look, on some level, I definitely do appreciate that. I definitely do appreciate that. There are different vibes there for me personally with Oklahoma than Texas. If you go back to like the shows that were happening on this channel at the time, I believe a lot of the message then and how I still feel about Oklahoma versus Texas is that like Oklahoma earned going to the SEC much more so than Texas did. If there's one school that earned the right to be a little bit arrogant on the way out the door, it is Oklahoma, for the way that they competitively subsidized the league as long as they did by winning and actually making it to multiple college football playoffs and not going 14 years without winning the league and being a 7-5 program for the better part of 2 decades, like what Texas did. And that you have to respect. Like Oklahoma here, yes, Bowlesby may have been blindsided. It may have been a bit of a snake kind of move, but it really had to be if Oklahoma was going to do it. And yeah, I mean, the tectonic plates of college football were shifting in a way that's a move that you probably have to make. Like if the SEC is interested, if Texas is interested, you can't let Texas go without you. You're going to have to go. And if you're going to make that happen, you cannot be telling people about it. Certainly not the commissioner of the league, Bob Bowlesby. So I get that, like, Castiglione was kind of painted into a corner where he almost had to do it, and his school had earned the right to do it because they had been carrying the league with their play on the field for years, and they were the team that would win the league every single year. Somebody else, an Oklahoma fan, put out the statistics of Big 12 history since the league formed in 1996. And obviously Oklahoma was far and away number one in terms of winning percentage in the conference. And overall, they earned it. They earned it. Much different than Texas. So I appreciate Castiglione to an extent for doing this. Now, is there a part of me that looks at it a little bit like, okay, man, like, do we need you to patronize us on the way out? I know that's not at all how it's intended, but it does come across a little bit like, just go, dude. Like, yeah, we know we're the have-nots now. You're the haves. Okay, that's great. There's a little bit of that to me. And on that note, I respect the fact that Castiglione would do that because he's probably going to take crap on both sides for that. That's really sort of a no-win position for him to put out that statement. Because I already saw Oklahoma fans in the replies and the quote tweets saying, they don't deserve this. Like, well, this is why you're great, Joe, but the Big 12 doesn't deserve this. Like, screw those guys. There's a lot of that fan sentiment. You're going to get a lot of that from your fans. Like, Joe, why you don't acknowledge them? Like, don't be nice to them. They didn't support us the way that they should, all these things. And then on the other side, you're going to get a lot of people, I'm sure, like me, that just kind of go like, all right, dude, like, screw off, don't patronize us. That's definitely a no-win position, but he did it anyway, and did it on Twitter, where you're going to get basically nothing but hate. So I appreciate that from Joe C. And now let's get to some of your memories about Texas and Oklahoma on the way out the door. Because Oklahoma was so nice and Joe Castiglion was so nice here, why don't we start with Texas? Let's go see what these reply numbers are actually up to. So I asked about, there you go. We have basically 3 times as many people wanting to weigh in and take some shots at Texas as Oklahoma. 63 replies to 22. Here are your favorite memories of Texas in the Big 12. Patrick, Michael Beasley drops 30 points and 15 rebounds, but Texas escapes Bramlage for the win. Oh, come on, man. Come on, not a Texas win. There we go. Now this is my personal favorite. Outside of Texas going 14 years without winning the league before last year, my personal favorite Texas memory in the Big 12 is Texas with Ricky Williams the year that he won the Heisman, losing in Manhattan 48-7. Ricky Williams held to 43 rushing yards on 25 carries. K-State defense totally dominating him. Michael Bishop very much outplaying him. And then, of course, Ricky Williams Career Achievement Award for the Heisman that year, and Bishop is the runner-up. But I digress. That was certainly one very good day. Here's a video. I'm sure that a lot of people hit me with this. Michael Crabtree with his touchdown against Texas late in the game. That was 2008. And I do have to laugh here at the caption of this video. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want this to get like a monetization strike here, a copyright strike. But you got to love the caption of the video. Crabtree touchdown against Texas. Look at McCoy's face. Ha, 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 ha. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So there's a lot of that from Texas Tech fans. Juan, our guy Juan, shout out to Juan. Feel like I haven't seen him in a live chat in a minute. Appreciate him. Says tomorrow, which would obviously be them leaving. Sean, when that fat white Jayhawk caught a game-winning score against them. God, why can I not think of the dude's name? He was on the Applebee's commercial. This is bad. I should be able to remember that Kansas tight end. Was it like a Casey? Anyway, now this, Will Greer to Gary Jennings. I want it. Someone has either a video or a GIF of this somewhere later on. That is one of my absolute favorite Big 12 moments, period. The Will Greer to Gary Jennings touchdown pass to beat Texas. The way that it happened, the time of the game, there's like 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter, a bomb, and then just the degree of difficulty on the play. One of my favorite games that I can remember watching as just a neutral Big 12 fan. Texas Tech, Raider Rash says, beating them my freshman year in Austin. Good times. All right, we've got a Kansas. There we go. Kansas over Texas in football. K-State fan says he was even rooting for them. Well, here we go. This was earlier in the game. This is David Sills, right? Dropping the horns down. Wasn't that a big controversy that day? Wasn't that a big controversy that day, West Virginia fans? Did they get flagged with WVU for that? But Jim echoes this, Will Greer to Gary Jennings, deep in the back of the end zone. You also had like the crowd shot after that touchdown where Jennings is just like standing there mean mugging the Texas students. I mean, that whole interaction, that was beautiful. And man, that West Virginia team was just fun to watch. That was really fun to watch. BYU fans, I did see some of this. Taysom Hill running over, around, and through Texas. That's a really fun one. That's a really fun one. I can remember a Colin Klein game where, here you go, LJH, the game Klein passed the ball like 4 times. Let me see if we can find that box score. K-State, Texas football, 2010. This is one of the wildest box scores you will ever see. K-State beats Texas 39-14, and Colin Klein threw 4 passes. He was 2 of 4 for 9 yards. K-State had 20 yards passing as a team and beat Texas by 25 points. 261 rushing yards on 50 carries. That was a wild one. A wild one for sure. We got a couple people with that. The We Own Texas days for K-State. Oh, somebody says the good old handshake line controversy with Rodney Terry last year. That was UCF, right? When he was all upset about UCF. We've got just a nice Cincinnati. That's a really good Cincinnati. That's good form there on the horns down. That's excellent. Excellent. Very well done. Oh, look at the Iowa State kid. We got the Iowa State kid going in with the horns down. Every Brock Cunningham fifth foul. That's a pretty good one. God, there's so many responses. Everybody weighing in on Texas. I liked this one. Texas 2.89 GPA, highest semester GPA in team history, prepared on the field. That's not bad. There you go. There's your Michael Crabtree catch along the sidelines in 2008. You guys get the point. We've got a lot of good memories that people have about Texas on their way out. So Texas to the horns. Thank you for all the memories. I feel like this is where, again, if it wouldn't get copyright strike for me, I would pick up my guitar, which is right over there, and just start playing Green Day's Time of Your Life. You know, I mean, that's kind of what this moment feels like it really, really deserves. I guess, you know what? We'll do a little bit of Oklahoma. Let's give Oklahoma a little bit of a send-off here. See what people had to say about the Sooners. I know there was at least, some of this was negative toward Oklahoma, but Mike Steely here, respect to Mike Steely from KREF, said most respect for a Big 12 fan base upon exit definitely goes to K-State. Bill Snyder did the best job in college football history with what he had to work with. Love that. Texas Tech, the a la peanut butter sandwiches game against number 3 Oklahoma in Norman 2011. After a lengthy rain delay, Tech won 41-38, which snapped a 39-game home winning streak for OU. Boy, Tommy Tuberville. Yeah, how about Tommy Tuberville doing that? Man, I had forgotten that was Tommy Tuberville. Ben, a K-State win from a couple of years ago with Adrian Martinez in the Big 12 championship season. It was right after K-State had lost to Tulane. I'm sure a lot of West Virginia fans would be here. Pat White, West Virginia pouring it on against Oklahoma in the 2008 Fiesta Bowl. Got BYU Oklahoma in 2009. Lots of K-State fans hitting me with this. K-State beating number 1 Oklahoma 35-7 in the 2003 Big 12 championship game. That was pretty great. Darren Sproles running absolutely wild on Oklahoma in that game. Here's more mutual respect. More mutual respect from Oklahoma fans here. Billy Tubbs is a pretty good one, but Billy Tubbs didn't technically coach in the Big 12, right? Right? Billy Tubbs would have been out of there by 96. Am I crazy? Here's another, today, when they are going away, destroying Caleb Williams in Waco so badly that the "We Want Spencer" chants became loud and humorous. That's from Artillery Bear 91. That's pretty good. Now, see, Matt, here's a little bit of respect. We actually got a little bit of respect here outside of K-State winning, seeing such a great streak of super talented QBs roll through there. Some fun games to watch. So we got some people being, oh boy, 77-0 on Texas A&M. I got to be careful though here, because I had a Texas A&M fan get very upset with me over the Texas video where I feel like in general, like kind of sticking up for them, saying how crappy of a move that was from Texas to take Schlossnagle. But I did say I'm not one to not laugh at Texas A&M in that scenario because of how obnoxious some of their online fan base can be. And boy, one A&M fan got very, very upset with me over that. So I should be careful. John Blake existing. I do miss the John Blake era at Oklahoma. Rest in peace. I do miss the John Blake era at OU. OSU beating Caleb Williams and Lincoln so bad they moved to California. That was a fun 48 hours or so. So anyway, there we go. There's the OU memories from the crowd. That's what everybody thinks of the Sooners on their way out the door. So Oklahoma, look, I'm not going to really trash you too much. I mean, obviously that Big 12 championship game in 2003 was a great memory. One of my personal favorites, just because like I was there and it was such a pivotal moment early in the Kleiman era, was the win in 2019 over Jalen Hurts and company. That was a lot of fun and really unexpected. So I did love that one as well. But I will pay some respects to the Sooners on their way out the door here.